What's going on, guys? The Goof and Goober show. This has been something we've been waiting to do since last week. We did our first video, and we are so ready for our second video. It's Matt Leathers. I will be hosting our podcast for our second episode. I have with me our second host, Regan Dvorak. Regan, how are you doing today? No, you're good. I fixed it for us, so you can just look up the Goof and Goober show. Yep, I got you. I freaking got you, man. You guys take their breaks or wear diapers? Oh man, we've got the stream pulled up on YouTube and Twitch, and someone just asked if we take bathroom breaks or wear diapers. No, we do not. I stopped wearing adult diapers last year or the year before. No.
That I muted myself. Oh gosh, my bad. Okay.
Oh man.
I'm doing well, Matthew. I'm sorry. My mic, and I had to mute myself before and it screwed everything up. And now everything's screwed up. We went through a bunch of technical difficulties, and right now we are still dealing with a bunch of technical difficulties. But
that's what we
freaking rocking and rolling through it, baby. We're freaking rocking and rolling through this.
If you haven't checked out our first video, it'll be in the link at the bottom. We'll post it here on Twitch as well. But you can just go to the Goof and Goober show on YouTube, and it'll pop up. Our first episode ever was on Avatar 2: Way of Water. We had some really fun things to talk about.
The very first one.
Go ahead and check it out. Take a look.
It's
our first one, so we're excited.
Oh gosh, this is gonna bother me so much. Oh my gosh, this camera thing is gonna bother me so much.
Just move it around. You're good. You're good. It's a podcast. People can't really see you unless they see the Twitch stream.
There it goes.
Today, if you haven't read the title, we are going to discuss M3GAN. Okay, we're going to talk about that. Regan and I did get to see it. Robert Redbeard, the dang camera will not focus. Oh gosh, Robert's here.
Oh no, this is big. This is big. Gosh.
He just followed me on Instagram today, and I finally.
Oh,
I mean,
I forgot to show our logo. Hang on, I forgot to start off with our.
Go ahead.
There it is, Goof and Goober. Let's go, baby. We had a photo shoot the other day, and my word, it was a great time.
Yep.
Oh, can I tell that story, Matthew? I'm sorry to take away.
That's fine. Go ahead. Go ahead.
So, fun fact, Matthew and I. Oh gosh, Matthew, I completely forgot to start recording, so this would upload. But I think it'll upload it. I don't know. We'll figure it out. We'll figure it out as we go. I'm just gonna record it right now. Okay. Matthew invited me to his house this past weekend to do a murder mystery night. I thought that this murder mystery night was kind of like some murder mysteries you dress up as. And I thought this was the one we dressed up as. And he sent me a picture of it, and set in the 90s. So I was like, let's freaking go. I love the 90s. It's a great year. I grew up pretty much in the 90s. So I dressed up. I got all, you can see this photo actually. That's me all dressed up. My corduroys. I splitted my hair. I shaved. I usually am, if you watch last week's video, I have a full beard. But now, shaved. And Matthew didn't tell me that it was a cold case. So I had dressed up really for no good reason. I shaved my face. I got my freaking corduroys. I freaking put on my wife's freaking choke nut.
Turtleneck.
turtleneck, and it's not even a full turtleneck. Here, I don't know if you want to see this or not, but
dude, just blow it up. Blow up that picture, man. Dude, freaking blow up that picture. Let them see it. Take a look.
I can only show it on my phone right now. It was not even a full freaking turtleneck. The thing. Oh gosh, come on.
Email it to me. Email it to me, and then I'll send it to you on Discord, and then we can show it to them. It was a fun night.
Yeah.
It's something like so Regan and I, we do a lot of fun stuff. We try to have fun.
Should have.
So we've already got our next murder mystery night ready to go.
Next
freaking
week.
Cold case. Should have kept the stash. I know his stash is so disgustingly beautiful. Should have.
Don't even.
But yeah, so we got another one ready to go. We're gonna have another murder mystery night here. See if I can trick him into getting dressed up and ready to go for that. But yeah, so we're gonna talk about M3GAN. We're gonna talk about that. We don't have like any spoiler warnings yet. We're gonna get one built. Get somebody to do it.
It's in the making.
Just so you know, if you haven't seen it yet, come back. Or if you don't care about spoilers, stay on.
Welcome to the freaking show, baby.
Welcome to the freaking show.
That's what Matthew's all about. Spoiling movies.
So great. It's so great. It feels awesome. So what we wanted to do first before we jump into M3GAN, want to just kind of have a little bit of fun, because last time we went over our top 5 for 2022, kind of discussed our top 5 movies that we really enjoyed. We want to kind of keep with that theme, have a little fun moving forward, and do something similar. We want to talk about our top TV shows of all time. Top TV shows of all time. We watch a ton of TV, so it's gonna be fun. What do you think, Regan?
Yeah, I guess so. That I gotta delete this freaking thing. Oh gosh.
There's somebody who wants to offer promotions for us.
This is what happens when you're freaking brand spanking new.
We freaking hit the jackpot.
We're hitting the big numbers. The big numbers,
We're
dude.
so freaking huge now.
Oh gosh.
Oh, man.
Yeah, well, I'm pretty excited. So we were gonna try to do 2022, but I don't think we really watched a whole lot of shows.
I watched enough TV, but I don't think there was.
I think
it was worthy enough, honestly.
I don't know. I think my list is gonna be great. I think it's gonna be great.
Yeah.
100%.
Well, we can jump into it. What's your number 5?
Okay, so I mean, we kind of jumped into this right off the freaking bat. But I'm gonna start out with a classic, early 2000s, late 90s TV series called Static Shock. Have you ever heard of it? Anyone?
Oh,
have you ever heard of it?
Yes, I have. The cartoon.
Oh my gosh, dude. This show I was in love with, and it was so original. I love just the whole concept of this guy's freaking building electricity out of his freaking body. And I don't know, that was pretty sweet to me. And I always want them to do like a revamp of the whole series. But I haven't heard. It's on HBO Max though right now. Just like it. Yeah. It is.
I've watched it when I was a kid. I don't know if I would ever say it's like one of my favorite.
Gosh, don't even.
Definitely X-Men for me was the big one.
X-Men? Is that your number 5?
No. I was saying if I was gonna pick like a superhero cartoon show, definitely
gosh.
X-Men. So my number 5. Shout out to my brother for actually getting me into this. Naruto. Naruto and Naruto Shippuden, or however you pronounce it. I know it's an anime, so I don't know if it counts as a TV show, but I'm gonna throw that in there. It's a TV show.
I don't know if you try to get me into that.
I started watching it because it was like, it's the culture. Everybody's freaking watching this show. So I jumped into it, and I was like, everybody's watching it. I might as well watch it too. And I jumped into it, and I mean, I've watched like the first, I don't know, 200 episodes like 3 times because I kept having to restart. I would like go on these pauses where I would stop at like episode 200. I'd have to restart and then go back into it. But I did end up finishing it, and it was a good show. So
Okay.
that's my number 5. That's my friggin' number 5.
Number 5.
Yep.
Oh,
What's your number 4, man?
I'm still on my animated series. So
Okay.
my number 4 is Batman, the animated series.
Oh. Okay.
That one right there, loved. That was when I fell in love with Nightwing. Yeah, Nightwing. Yeah, it's Nightwing. That's just what my love of Batman started. My love of Nightwing started, and he's probably one of my favorite superheroes.
You're gonna freaking appeal to Robbie right now with his Batman talk. Like, holy.
He's a big Batman guy, and I mean, okay, so when they did.
Whoa!
Oh gosh, please no. So when they did the Infinity Bros did their Stanleys, and everyone was very high on this new Batman. I'm not. I'm not fully bought into this Batman yet. I think Robert Pattinson did a good job, and you don't. Big Batman guy. Let's go.
Big Batman.
Yeah, I think I wanted a little bit more of the backstory on this Bruce Wayne. You didn't get a whole lot of that backstory with this one. You kind of just get thrown in, and he's already Batman, and basically what made him be who he is. But I think
feel like there's so many backstories to Batman. Like every Batman series starts off with.
But it's crucial to the role.
He did all this.
Well, there's gotta. I don't know. But I think Robert Patterson, right? Or is Pattinson? Spoiler: his parents. Oh, fudge.
Spoiler. Yeah. Thanks, Robbie. Freaking ruined the movie for us.
Freaking ruined the friggin' movie right off the friggin' bat.
So the reason why you like Batman animated series is because
it started my whole love for Batman. First off, and it's just a classic. Especially it starts off with just Batman, and then you really develop more of the characters. You get Grayson and Dick. Dick does a great job. Dude, I freaking love Dick in that show.
Dick?
So, yeah, Dick Grayson, but Dick's
yeah.
Dick
for short.
Dick
right.
for short.
Yep.
But I love freaking Dick in that
huge fan of Dick.
Show. So, yeah,
love it.
Gotta love it, dude. Gotta freaking love it.
I'm gonna go with something that's a little bit newer, actually.
Oh gosh.
I'm gonna go with the Mandalorian.
Really?
I'm gonna go with the Mandalorian, dude. I think
all time, man, all
time. I could rewatch that like over and over and over again. That's the thing. I just think it's an interesting dynamic that they bring in for the whole series, right? Because it's like it plays a big role on kind of the middle piece of what happens between. I think it's between number 3 and number 4, or it's number 6 or 9, one of the two. Mm-hmm. And it kind of filled some voids that we were all kind of thinking, like, well, hey, what happens during this piece? What happens to Luke? Like, what does he do after Anakin dies, or Darth Vader, excuse me. So I like it. I think it's a lot of fun. And I think season 2 really hit the nostalgia. The freaking nostalgia.
You're spoiling so much.
Oh my gosh. Guys, if you haven't watched freaking Mandalorian season 2 or any of that, freaking get out of here. Get out of here. Go back to Disney Plus and go watch it. It's been like a year and a half. Well, season 3's coming out in a month and a half, so get out of here.
Did you watch the Star Wars animated series?
Dude.
Oh, were you a big fan of that?
So I watched Star Wars the Clone Wars, the movie. So it's like the animated movie.
Yep.
It's really bad. It's really, really bad. But I watched like the first 2 seasons of the animated series Clone Wars with Ahsoka. It was alright. Like the movie is horrible.
The Infinity Bear is in. Let's go.
Jarrett, welcome, buddy. But yeah, the Clone Wars, I just couldn't get into it. If I had watched it when I was younger, like yeah, maybe I could have got into it, but it just didn't interest me all that much. I will have to force myself at some point to do it because I know that they brought out Bad Batch, and I think they're doing a season 2 of Bad Batch, and they're adding to that story moving forward.
Yeah.
So I need to watch it, but I haven't.
People are really big into that, the Clone Wars. Really big.
I think Jarrett's.
Yeah.
I think if I'm not mistaken, Jarrett's really big into it. Isaac's really big into it as well. Yeah. So, I mean, I'm interested in obviously learning more about the Star Wars world, but I gotta go in. You know what? And I think Jarrett mentioned this to me one time, is that I gotta skip all the fillers and only watch the stuff that means something to the story. Because there's a lot of fillers in that show.
I remember watching it as a kid, and it was something I always wanted to watch, but I didn't have cable, so I couldn't watch it. I was so pissed. But
yeah. What's your number 4?
Oh, we just did number 4.
Or 3. Sorry.
This is why I'm an accountant. So my number 3. It's a classic.
Okay.
Oh, does it?
Yeah.
A guide online that tells you which episode to watch and in which order. Interesting.
Yeah, I gotta do that. Because there's just so much. Like the first 2 seasons, and you can fix that real quick, Regan, while I'm chatting. Like the first 2 seasons, like I'm a guy who I want to see this story move forward. I don't want to see all these like side quests that mean really nothing to the actual story, the ending of the show or what they're trying to move forward. So like I'm gonna have to do that is just take some time, go through a guide like that, watch which episodes actually make sense for the story. So
right,
I will have to do that.
Yeah, that's anyways, so number 3 for me, best TV show of all time, Batman Beyond. Batman Beyond is incredible. Get
out of here. You're just doing a bit, dude. No way.
I am not doing a bit. These are when you said top 5, these are the top 5 movies that I thought of.
TV shows. Okay,
of TV
fine.
shows.
Go ahead.
And
Tell me why
Batman Beyond, what a whole new concept that brought the Batman universe to a whole nother level. Okay? You're bringing not only Bruce Wayne into the future, but I mean, not necessarily into the future, but you're going into the future of what Bruce Wayne is now. This old man who's trying to keep up with a bunch of young kids he can't. And he's got to recruit a young kid he's got some trouble in his life. And he's trying to teach this kid how to be Batman, what it means, and how basically how to be Bruce Wayne, pretty much. So that loved it, loved the story. You kind of go in with the whole new technology thing too. So that was a whole new concept that, I mean, I guess it was kind of during the time of what's that one with Harrison Ford?
What are you talking
about? Future one. I got the movie.
The future one, you've got the movie. Is it a Batman movie? What
No, it's not a Batman movie. It's they redid it with Ryan Gosling or Ryan. Yeah.
The Notebook.
Yes. They just redid. I can hang on. Let me go find it on my.
Okay. Let's see. Blade Runner.
It's literally right here. Blade Runner.
Blade Runner.
Freaking Blade Runner. Oh, right here. Blade Runner, baby. Harrison Ford. Let's go.
Okay, so they did that during the time of this show?
Well, this was probably in the 80s, actually.
Okay. Well, if I haven't heard some of the worst TV shows that I've ever freaking heard of in the list, it's that right there.
No, you got some freaking problems, man. You got some freaking real cojones coming here and telling me.
All right, like okay. So I've got my third. Okay, my third is no stranger to anybody. Okay, it's no stranger to you, to anyone. It's Stranger Things. Stranger Things.
At number
There's not much
three.
I can. At number 3, there's 2 other ones that are like
That's
way
surprising.
better than that.
That's surprising.
Yep, Stranger Things is up there. Stranger Things is like season 1. So season 1 is like, that's where I freaking get off, man. That first freaking episode reeled me in, man. It freaking reeled me in. When they're freaking playing, when they're playing Dungeons and Dragons, and they're talking about like cast a fireball, and they set up that whole scene with that. Like I was tied in, so. But yeah, it's a great show. Obviously, I think everybody in the world has watched that at this point. So no freaking spoiler alert. Nothing. You guys don't need it. But yeah, I definitely say that's in my top 5 of all time.
Well,
number 3.
Just a clear warning for everyone, so you know, don't let your 6-year-old watch the start of season 3 episode. The very first 2 seasons, you know, the very first episode is usually a good episode. You know, they're happy-go-lucky. They're getting back into the characters, what's going on. Season 3, no. Let's scare the pants off of everyone.
You mean 4th, the newest one?
Or 4th, yeah, not 3. My bad. 1, 2, and 3 were 1, 2, and 3 were fine. 1, 2, 3 were fine, but then number 4 they decided to scare the freaking pants off of you. The first freaking, and I thought it was fine, and I'm like watching this like, oh my gosh, my 6-year-old's gonna freaking have nightmares. It was a bad choice on my part, and what's his face? His name? I can't. The scary guy. What's his name? Vecna was crazy scary in that. So,
dude, he was a beast, man.
What a freaking
He's a
beast!
What a twist at the end, man. The twist at the end, guys. Just wait. There's a twist at the end. It's crazy. So go watch it. What's your number 3?
I just told you my number 3.
Sorry. Go ahead. What's your number 2?
Number 2, for me, this is pretty classic.
X-Men the animated series. Spider-Man the animated series.
Oh, I forgot about Spider-Man. I never really watched Spider-Man.
Oh.
The Office.
Rugrats?
The Office. Classic. You fall in love with the story. You fall in love with Jim and Pam. You fall in love with Dwight. You fall in love with Creed. Kevin. You got the whole. What a masterpiece of a whole series. Outbeats the UK Office by far. If anyone thinks that the UK is way better than the US, get out of freaking town, baby.
You're a freaking idiot.
Get out of freaking town. Get out of freaking town.
Well, Regan, I am so freaking glad because
That what you freaking do it.
my number 2 is The Office as well.
No way!
The Office, man.
Let's freaking
Like,
go,
Office
baby.
is
Let's
great,
freaking go.
The humor, you can't match it.
Can't.
Well, you can match it. There's another show that I think I like a little bit more when it comes to it. But it is a great show, great story as well. Like it actually does a good job at building a story, and like getting to love the characters. So, yeah, The Office is my number 2 as well. So,
Bravo.
man, not alike.
Bravo.
Besides all the stupid animated series that you're talking about. What's your number 1, Regan?
Numero uno. Get this. It's a loved classic. Everybody has loved it. Another animated series. Avatar, the frickin' Last Airbender, baby. Let's go. You follow a whole new story that Nickelodeon makes, and you get involved. You get involved with Aang. You sign up for some hatred for the Fire Nation, but you love the Airbenders right off the bat. If you could be one of the 4 elements, air is what I choose. What would you choose?
Dude, if I was a bender, it's Earth. It's Earth all the way.
Earth?
Oh, baby.
What about
Oh, baby. Just thinking about throwing friggin' a rock at somebody. A friggin' boulder.
freaking Boulder?
That crap.
Dude,
No fire. Boulder.
I got, my VR thing now. Since I got my VR, I gotta find the the game that I could be a freaking
Earthbender.
It's not, I don't think it's earth bending. I just think it's bending in
Controlling
general.
Earth.
But VR is crazy, dude. Freaking crazy. I'll tell you what.
Wow.
You got to get in on it.
It's actually a good choice. Out of all of the animated series that you
Oh,
picked,
gosh.
that was the best one. The other ones suck.
Screw
They don't suck, but like, come on. There's other
Screw
shows.
you.
that are
Screw you, man.
better. Okay. And
What's
I'm just
your-
gonna give a really big shout out to Regan for this one.
Oh, gosh.
My favorite TV show of all time is The Last Man on Earth.
Let's go.
The Last Man on Earth.
I completely.
I
forgot
have
about
never laughed so
that.
hard
It's a great
at a
series.
TV show than The Last Man on Earth.
Mm-hmm.
It's such a good show.
Great show.
Andy, the guy who plays the guy who plays Tandy in the show, is hilarious. He's amazing. It basically, I'll give you just a little bit of a synopsis because, like, I think this is such an underappreciated show.
Right. I think. Well, if you haven't watched it, go watch it. It's hilarious. They took it off though. There's no more.
Yeah, so it only
Seasons.
goes up to 4 seasons.
Right.
There's 4 seasons. They were gonna make a 5th one, something about the funding or something like that. But there's so many people who love this show. It's got an 85% on Rotten Tomatoes, a 7.3 on IMDb. It's set as in 2022, a cataclysmic Earth strike, seemingly wiping out the population, save for former family man and bank employee Phil Miller. Sad and very alone, Phil travels the United States, Canada, and Mexico in his RV, searching for other survivors. Striving to hold on to hope that there is at least one other living person, he tries to make the best of circumstances until the path finally crosses with that hoped-for other survivor. And all becomes more comforting that the person happens to be a woman. As more survivors turn up, complications arise, and Phil finds it difficult to coexist with others again. It's just a funny show. If you ever seen it, if you ever heard of Will Forte, he's kind of the main guy. Will Forte's hilarious. He created MacGruber, the movie. He also was in like a bunch of other TV shows and movies like Scoob and Cloudy with a Chance of Meatballs 2, The Good Boys.
Did you watch MacGruber?
MacGruber, dude, of course. MacGruber.
I just wanted. I don't think I showed. I think I showed you that movie.
You showed it to me and we
I
watched
showed-
it. Yeah,
we
for sure.
watched it, that's right. Okay.
But yeah, so Will Forte kind of takes the lead on it. It is hilarious.
Hilarious.
It is for me it's a chef's kiss. It's a fantastic movie
I would
or show.
agree. I would agree.
So yeah, check it out.
By the way, you're welcome.
Yeah, thank you. I appreciate it.
And I'm honored that I showed you that, and so I appreciate that I get to be a part of that. I appreciate that.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Thanks.
Gotta bounce, boys. Keep up the fun. We're trying,
Thanks.
Robert.
Thanks, Robert. Love you, man.
Love you too, man. Peace.
Peace.
Okay, so let's jump into
We
give me 1 second. I'm sorry. I got a freaking
what? Got to get set up. Is that?
No, I got a freaking. So I work from home and I work for a marketing company in sales. So people message me all the time about their account. They do all this stuff, and like I don't have as much control on like the back end stuff as I wish. So like some setup stuff, like if they don't get it done, then they email me and I get emails throughout the day. And there's this one guy who has been like, we have to build you a website. The website takes like 3 weeks to build, right? But he's just not patient. Just relax. Let us build it. It's going to be good. And then we'll move forward. But
Joke's on you. He's watching the stream right now.
Rick, hey, you want to talk to me, Dustin? I got you. So, yeah. But he just emailed me. Let's jump into some M3GAN. Some M3GAN. Let me give a little bit of a synopsis here. Regan and I just saw this yesterday.
Last night, baby.
We went to the movie theater, freaking watched it. It was I guess Regan, if you'll give me your your rating at least on a scale of 1 to 5.
Oh, I thought you were gonna give the
I'm gonna pull this
synopsis.
up. I'm gonna pull it up real quick and then.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
Yeah, Megan. It was. I mean, it wasn't like a crazy good movie. I thought going into this. Let me first say that I hate horrors. I'd never usually ever go see horrors. Then Matthew and we said we got to do it for the fans, so I did it for the freaking fans. So you're freaking welcome, everyone. You're freaking welcome. But yeah, I don't know. I was very surprised actually about this movie. This movie was a lot more comical than I thought it would be. Very much more comical. And I think they were going for that. There were some parts that I think maybe they weren't trying to be as comical. I think they were just trying to be creepy, but it just came out as funny instead. We're going to have to give some spoiler warnings right now, but Megan will start singing to the kid randomly these songs like Titanium or I am titanium bulletproof.
On a scale of 1 to 5, what is your rating? We'll talk more about it once we do the synopsis.
I mean, it wasn't like I think it was like a 3 out of 5. I think it was an interesting movie in the sense that, you know, you're following this woman as she, you know, makes this state-of-the-art doll that basically is a parent for your child and watches your child and basically raises your child to be whatever, but then it gets rid of the parent in real life. And that to me was interesting. I don't think I guess it never really been done a whole lot in any movies.
Wow, it got a 95% on Rotten Tomatoes.
Well, it just opened. You can't. It just came out. You can't.
Still though, that's crazy. That's crazy. So the synopsis of it. So Megan is a marvel of artificial intelligence, a lifelike doll that is programmed to be a child's greatest companion and parent's greatest ally. Designed by Gemma, a brilliant robotist, Megan can listen, watch, and learn as it plays the role of friend and teacher, playmate, and protector. When Gemma becomes the unexpected caretaker of an 8-year-old niece, she decides to give the girl a Megan prototype, a decision that leads to unimaginable consequences. So it's directed by Gerard Johnstone. Looks like playing as Megan is Arnie Donald, as well as Jenna Davis. I guess 2 people played her. Gemma is played as Allison Williamson. Katie is Violet McCraw, as well as Brian Jordan Alvarez as Cole, Jen Brown as Tess, and others as we go. So you'd give it a 3 out of 5? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, it was way better than freaking Avatar 2, for sure.
Oh, shut up.
The only thing is that, I mean, it was it was pretty short. We kind of left there. You're like, but I think you got out of it what you kind of expect. It didn't end abruptly. It kind of ended in, you know, what you expected to. It wasn't as long as usually the movies are made today. I think movies now are pushing more towards 2 hours. I think this was more just an hour film. How long was it, Matthew?
It was let me see.
102.
Where'd it go? I think it's like an hour and a half, something like that.
102 minutes is what it says running time here.
So it's an hour and a half, roughly.
Yeah, roughly around there. And so that
hour
was
42 minutes.
You
There's
felt.
No way that an hour and 40
I don't think it was an hour and a half. I don't know. But yeah, I think it was a good. I mean, you had a mixture of like iRobot, which is classic movie, right? Will Smith, classic.
Friggin' iRobot, baby. Taking over the world.
Oh, baby. Better watch out for Vicky. She's coming after you. Yeah, so I think what I'm concerned, like, this is kind of where we're going as a society in some ways. We're moving towards automation and basically where parents were now kind of giving it over to somebody else to kind of deal with. And so this is kind of makes you kind of think more. That's one of the things that was coming out when we were walking out of the movie, is like we're kind of getting into these robots and we're getting a lot more advanced. And I know this is something that I kind of want to talk more about on a serious note on the podcast is, do you think that we should limit the amount of robotics in our home?
Well, after seeing this movie, yeah, I would, yeah.
What?
Dude, I would say yes. Or look, it's almost like, so I always think about whenever we talk about this type of thing, is like I always think about the scenario where you got the two parents and then you have the child at the table, right? And the two parents have their cell phone and the kid's just sitting there eating, just being completely by themselves. Or you even throw in like, hey, that kid has an iPad. We're so separated from reality. We're so separated from, family and stuff like that with technology that, yes, like I think that's absolutely a smart idea, is to get rid of, not make it so much of a necessity to have in the house, right? Because, so like for an example, so in the movie, and spoiler alert, you don't want to listen to this, go. Like, we're going to talk some spoilers.
Cover your ears right now. Cover them.
Yeah,
don't listen to this. Cover them.
So the premise of the story is the kid's parents die. They get in an accident. They die. And the child is now claimed as a guardian, or she has a guardian, which is an aunt, who's a robotic person. She does robotics and does technology all day, every day. And so her life is basically consumed of it, and the child's just like, her life is horrible, basically. She hates her life. Oh my gosh, we have the Infinity Bros who just gave us a friggin' thumbs up. Sick. Shout out to them.
I'm pretty sure they just gave it a 4 out of 5 thumbs. Or 4 out of 6 thumbs. Because they do their scale.
Yeah, 4 out of 6. Oof. But yeah, basically, like, she separates herself from the kid. And the kid, I feel so bad because I'm just thinking to myself, like, if I'm I work at a computer all day, and now I'm doing a podcast. So basically, my whole day has been on a computer, right, and not with my child. And I take time throughout the day to go talk with her. But you see the repercussions in this movie, and it really gets you starting to think, like, hey, how should I be spending my time, right? Because my child is extremely important. And being around my child and communicating with my child instead of technology is really, really important for their development. And I think this absolutely expresses that. You're gonna have to consult with Zane and Mark. Yeah, Zane and Mark are the horror people. Honestly, it's not that much horror, to be honest with you.
No,
Anybody could watch it.
I think anyone could watch it. It wasn't really that scary. The only scary part was like the dog. And that was, it wasn't even that like scary. It was just, it surprised you. And that was really the only, you don't really get too scared.
Overall, I think I give it a 2 out of 5, honestly. It wasn't that good. To be honest, I wouldn't watch it again. Not because I was scared or I can't watch it again. It just wasn't good. There was some good stuff. There was some bad stuff, and then there was some ugly stuff. Some ugly. So Regan, can you tell us kind of like your top 2 points as like some good things about the movie for you specifically?
I loved how the movie started with the commercial for their dolls thingies, and that was funny because you're going into this thinking, man, this is gonna be a really I don't know what to really expect. You think it's gonna be a horror, but then it's just these. It's like you just start laughing about these stupid dolls that they made, like furries, and they're just robots that are
just
basically
farting on each other.
Stuff done, but love that you guys are doing this. Have a great stream. Thanks, Infinity Bros. Let's go.
Bye, boys. Good luck.
Thank you. We love you, and thanks for coming in and sharing this time.
We appreciate your help.
But I love that part about it, and you kind of, it's not just that one part. it's going throughout the whole time. And I don't know, like I said, I don't know if Gerard Johnstone was actually like that. That's was his intentions. I think there were some parts that were supposed to be like intentionally funny, but like I don't know. It's interesting. My second part that I think that really worked for this this whole movie, kind of that whole. I think the child actor was great. We were talking about it, but it really makes a difference. The kid actor did a great job of acting as if
I wonder why, because she was the freaking main character.
She was not the main character. The main character was M3GAN, or no, it was the freaking robotic girl, Gina.
Child was the main character.
No,
you can have multiple main characters, buddy.
Oh gosh, no, it was not.
Whatever. Besides the point. So you thought that the child actor was your second good?
I think that she really helped make the movie a lot better. I think that and I don't know. There were some parts where I think she could have been better at, but you know, the whole losing her parents. I think when she was in dealing with that and trying to cope with that, and also they show kind of what a child would act like more so of when their parents died and they don't know how to cope with it, and the kid starts lashing out and starts hitting, and she really showed that, and I think she did a really good job at representing that as a child, and I think she really bought into it. So I think she really bought into the role, unlike Avatar. You know what I mean? So
whatever.
Yeah.
Whatever. Okay, my good. Two really good easy ones. The first one, it was actually, and I wasn't expecting it. It is a pretty funny movie. There are some stupid funny points in there, where you're just like, why is this in the movie? This didn't need to be in the movie. Like, you could have just done something else and it would have been just fine. It probably would have made the movie better if it wasn't funny, because I wasn't even scared the entire movie, and it was advertised as a scary movie, a horror movie. So that was good. I think that made the movie a little bit more fun for people who don't like horror movies. Like, you know, Regan and I really don't like horror movies all that much. I'll watch slashers and stuff like that, but you get me into like paranormal stuff, I'm so screwed.
We did it for the fans. We did it for the freaking fans. Or we did it for you guys, all right?
We did it for you guys. So you better freaking like, comment, subscribe, something. No,
right now, do it. Do it right now.
No.
Go in and like, comment, and subscribe, guys.
Do it.
Like, comment, subscribe.
But yeah, so it made the movie a lot more fun and less like scary, if you will. Like, unless when we go into other movies, it's pretty scary. We're shaking in our seats for the most part, but that was funny. The other thing is, and I'll just talk about this individual, and I'll pull up his name here. I really thought that, what's her name? Violet McCraw. I'm gonna have to. I want to bounce that same thing off of you as well. Is that the kid actor did really, really well. Extremely well. Extremely well. She throughout the movie basically took us on this big circle of sadness, depression, happiness, sadness, depression, happiness, sadness, depression, happiness, in this big loop throughout the entire movie, where anything could have set her off, and you're just thinking to yourself, any kid who's dealing with something like this, I've never experienced it, so I don't know how it's supposed to be dealt with. They're dealing with it in the movie, and they're handling it very, very well. So I would say that that's probably the other thing. I also think that we'll get into the like bad here in a moment, but we'll just jump into it. So the bad here. So the bad, this is kind of like, this isn't very good. I don't really like this. And then we have the third one, which is the ugly. It's like, this is horrible type stuff in the movie. I think the bad, and one of my bads, is that I didn't really like Allison Williamson as Gemma. I just didn't think she was a very good actress. she didn't really help me or compel me to really think that she was a um like an aunt who is now taking guardianship over this kid. Um, she just didn't really compel me to do so, and throughout the movie, she just was kind of awkward and weird. And I know maybe I'm reading into it too much. I mean, she is a robotic engineer, so she might be a weird person. Maybe I'm stereotyping them, but I feel like if you're a person who just their sister died, right, and now you're taking ownership of this child, like you would feel some sort of like real compassion, like at least being able to show it. So they would show like scenes where she's trying to be compassionate, but you're just like, this is horrible compassion. I didn't really like that. I think she could have sold it a lot more. Even at the end where, certain things happen and she's got to save the child and help all that stuff. You pulling up a picture? Yeah. Star child. Star pupil.
Sorry, I muted myself before. Yeah, this is Violet. I'm pulling this up so everyone can see it. Great actor. I think she did a fantastic job. I agree with you on that. I think she looks like a young Hannah Montana. That's what I told you in the movies. But yeah, I completely agree with you on there. Obviously, I told you that before. That's not who I'm looking for. Allison Williams. But yeah, I think with you and Allison Williams, I think you're right. There's sometimes that I think she did a good job. When she was trying to be a jerk, because you right away you kind of see that she's being a jerk to who was she being a jerk? Just to everyone. She's very controlling and like living her life. Like she had right away when she took control, was helping out her niece and had her come over to her house. She had a bunch of like collectible toys, and her niece wanted to play with them. She's like, "No, you're not playing with those." And I think that was a good job for her. But overall, I think I think you're right. She could have done a lot better. I mean, this is a grown woman and has been in the industry for so long. I think, and that's the important thing, is that this is acting. Acting is such a crucial point in movies, and it can ruin a whole movie. I would agree. It doesn't matter your age, though. I think that's the important thing. I think one of the things that also kind of ruined the movie was M3GAN, and just kind of how, I don't know, corny she looked. And I get that you're supposed to look like
She's a robot.
She's a robot, but like she's supposed to look real. And I think they could have made her look a little bit more real. This is supposed to be like the state of the art robotics, and they still kind of made it look like a robot, but they added like a face and made it look like a live, live person. And that's like in this picture, you look at that, but there was times that looked like it was like child's, like a Muppet, if you know what I mean. If you guys watch Muppets, with their arms and I was like, that's kind of like corny, because like within the dog scene when she kills the dog, and there's a gate and there's a hole, and she's basically luring this dog that had hurt the child. I forget her name. What's her name? Whatever. But yeah, so, and then she basically grabs the dog, and it's just like these Muppet hands that basically came and grabbed the dog, and that was kind of
that was bad.
Kind of a bad thing
here. Yeah. My other bad that I just think was just kind of dumb is the other kid who got killed, the boy.
Oh yeah.
Tall kid. Like what? Like this is so stupid.
When
Like
they ripped off when she ripped off his ear, is that what you're
when
talking
she
about?
ripped off his ear,
Yeah.
yeah, I was like, come on, this is so dumb.
That's
Like,
not what would have happened with an ear if you ripped it off.
no, not
Like,
at all. It was so unrealistic that I
yeah,
was just like, what? This is. You rip it off, it's like it's ripping and tearing your skin, not stretching out
like this
all
far.
the way out. Yeah, like it's ripping your skin and tearing off. So
Yeah.
I just thought that was dumb. And that whole plot point with the kid and the mother, I was just like, this is dumb. I mean, you didn't have to have this. Like, there could have been another way to be able to do that. Like I think they could have. Well, I guess they did kill the neighbor or whatever. But like, you could have added something else. Like, you could have built. You couldn't. You didn't have to jump right into a death, if that makes sense. You could have added something else. I mean, I don't know what that would have been, but it was just more like it was just random. It just like happened, and then all of a sudden she was crawling around like a freaking bear crawling to this guy, and then trips and the guy falls down the hill and gets hit by a car. Like that was dumb.
That was the dumbest thing ever when she started bear crawling in the woods, and you're like, what? Why at all would you decide? Okay, the fastest way for me. I mean, even as me as a human, and bear crawling is not the best way, and I'm not designed to bear crawl. And I don't think M3GAN was designed. She was designed like a human, so I would think running and would be fine. I also thought like the whole part when the CEO of the company, when he's running away from M3GAN, he's trying to run away from this freaking doll, and M3GAN's just walking, and you're like, I feel like he'd be a lot farther away from her than what they're saying it is. I mean, I get it. It's a movie.
Slasher. It's just no. I echo the same thing. That was gonna be on my ugly, but you brought it up on the bad.
That was on the ugly. Okay.
Dude, because that last kill.
I didn't know you were gonna do an ugly. All right.
Yeah,
all right.
dude.
All right.
Good, the bad, the ugly, man.
The good, the bad, the ugly.
Good, the ugly.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, so my first ugly was the way she killed the last one. Like, it was so dumb. Yeah, like, do something like crazy. Don't like, this was like, she was walking, it was like Halloween with Michael Myers.
Yep.
They're friggin' driving down the street going 50 miles an hour, and then all of a sudden he pops up in front of them, and you're like, how did he walk 5 miles to get in front of the car? You know, like, it was kind of like one of those ones.
Yeah.
It was kind of dumb, but
it's not like it was a short distance. I mean, he went down like 3-4 halls before he got to the elevator, and he was trying to get into the elevator, and then all of a sudden just shank right through the freaking heart, baby. And so that was kind of like, I don't think. I mean, cool death, you know. What a way to freaking die from a freaking paper cutter, you know what I mean?
Yeah, so stupid. So dumb. My second ugly, my second ugly of the whole movie. The way the parents died was it was the dumbest way. Like, we live in Minnesota, okay? So when it's flurrying out and blizzarding, right? You don't just park in the middle of the road. Like, if it's a one way, or is it, what is it, a two-way? Is that what it's called? Yeah, two-way. Yeah. So one side of it, people are going the other. If we're on a two-way, right? We're not parking in the middle of the road to wait for somebody or turn around or to think about whatever. Because the premise is, they park in the middle of the road and a plow truck comes and freaking destroys their car because they're parked in the middle of the road. Like, I thought that was the dumbest way to set up a death. It was so like unnecessary. I wish they would have done it a different way. Like, go onto the mountain, go skiing, build a relationship with the family, build a relationship with a kid, right? She could bring her little toy out to the ski trip. have an avalanche come. Have the avalanche kill the family. Something like that. That makes more sense than someone who stops in the middle of the freaking road and then gets hit by a plow truck. That just doesn't, I mean, that's just dumb. That's really dumb. It's like when they say, or in like horror movies, when they say, or when they know that the bad guys may be inside, and you're like, oh, I'm gonna go hide in whatever. I'm gonna go figure out what's inside that's causing this noise, right? It's one of those setups. It's like, you're stupid. Why are you doing this? Don't do this. Don't do this. Don't do this. And they do it anyway. It was that's what I was thinking about the whole time. I thought that was the dumbest thing because it really carried throughout the movie because you're just like, they could have still been here.
I agree. I think they like we said, it was a short movie. It felt very short, and I think they could have added a lot more to the
100%
to the connection with the daughter and her actual parents, and shown that, you know, go on the trip. Actually, show them going on the trip, and then maybe on the way back something happened, or during the trip something happened. I agree with you there. I think as well as.
I mean, because when they died, who cares about them now? Like, we didn't have any rapport building really with them at all. So like when they died, like nobody. I mean, I didn't care about them. I wasn't thinking about, oh man, she had such a great relationship with her mother, and you know her father was the protector, and I could obviously make inferences, right? Sure, but it's such a short movie that you could have added 10 minutes. You could even add 5 minutes onto that.
Yep.
And it would have made the story much better.
Yep.
You would have told us like, hey, or you would have been able to sell us on the idea that, hey, this was a family that loved each other, who did things together. You saw them on the hill, you saw them skiing together, and then something disastrous happens, you know, and I just think it's lazy writing, honestly. I thought it was lazy writing.
Do you blame it on the writing, or can you blame it on the directing? I guess the directing.
No, I think it's the writing. They had to wrote like, hey, this is, I don't know. Maybe the writing and the directing, whatever. I'm just blaming the movie. Like, This is not how you should have done it. Personally, I think you should have given them a little bit of a backstory. You could have definitely added an extra 5 minutes, 5-10 minutes to build a relationship with the parents. You could even build a backstory with the girl and the aunt as well, because you know they didn't really have a relationship all too much, right? So like you could have built a story based on the fact that they didn't have a relationship, other than she sent her a present. You know what I mean? I don't know. That's my take on it. Not a huge fan of.
I agree.
Fan of it. It started off really bad, except for the funny part that.
The funny parts were okay. I enjoyed the funny parts, and I think the bad part for me as well, or the ugly part for me, was the end scene where they were fighting M3GAN with the daughter, and the daughter comes in, and it was kind of corny. You knew that because at the beginning you see that the aunt had was showing off all of her robotics that she made, and she made this big robot. As well, you know, you could call, like, you know, I told you that right at the beginning, oh, they're going to use that to kill her. And basically, it's, you know, you find out, oh, that's what killed her. And so, it's predictable in some ways. I don't think there was a lot of...
extremely predictable.
I don't think there was anything that you could... That was like... I don't think there was like anything that was really, oh, wow, or surprising, or twists that really got you, but... Yeah, I don't know. It was an alright movie. I mean, I wasn't like super disappointed in anything too much, but I think I might change my 3 out of 5 to like 2.3 out of 5 or something like that, because I don't think it was super good. So if you guys want to go see that,
2 out of 5. Look, this is like viewers' discretion advised. Like, go, want to go see it, go watch it. Like, it's not a look. I'm not I'm picking on it because it's like there's some obvious things that could have been better, but overall, it was a funny movie. I'll give it that. But I probably won't ever watch it again. Maybe that one time, and that's it. They did hint at the end that there will be a second one. At the end, they hinted at it. So, are you kidding me? With the robot,
Oh, that's right.
Yeah. So at the end, the
forgot
robot
about
kind of
that.
activated as they left the room, and so that hinted that Megan was still alive. So they're coming out with another one. I'd be willing to check it out. Maybe go see it in the theater, if it comes out. I probably won't watch this one again, but I mean, we just did it. We did it for you guys, man. We hate scary movies for the most part. I like slashers and some other stuff, but overall, we hate scary movies.
Yeah.
We do this for you guys.
We do it for you guys. The freaking things we do. Now, Matthew, my question now that we're done with Megan, what's next? I gotta know. What are you thinking? This is a question I wanted to ask you yesterday, but I said save it for the freaking pod, baby.
Save it for the freaking podcast,
Save
baby.
it for the freaking pod. So I don't know. What kind of movie do you think, or what's next? I guess Would we watch maybe a classic movie, or do we watch a new movie?
Dude, I don't know. We could start like a poll or something.
What's true?
I'm open to anything, dude. Like, I'd like to at some point go over.
You got it right. Well, we sports. Well, we sports. Well, we
freaking fans, baby. I mean, I'd be willing to go back and watch any old movie too and give a rating and talk about that stuff too. That's totally fine. I think it's cool that when we go to see movies in the movie theaters, hey, let's talk about them. So it gives us an excuse to get out of the house, or at least gives me an excuse to get out of the house.
I wanted to comment like on what you were saying about you working all the time, and it's just you're on screens pretty much the whole day, and I can relate. When I was basically when I was an accountant doing all that stuff, I just felt my whole life I'm just staring at screens all day, and that's my life. I just stare at screens, and there's something about that kind of just like there's so much Infinity War.
Infinity. I mean, we could give a rating on all of our Marvel movies.
Yeah.
We could do that.
We could.
Ranking them. There's like 30 of them, so there's a lot. Actually, no.
Well,
I think our next one, we should absolutely do something pop culture-y. So like anything Marvel related.
In order?
I'd say do each individual movie in order. So start from like the first.
So Iron Man?
That's a lot of
start
movies.
with that, or we start chronological order, or like time-wise? Do we start with Captain America?
Chronologically, man. Chronologically.
There's
like a list on how to watch all of the first phase or first 3 phases.
Okay.
But
chronologically. Do it in one podcast though. That'd be a lot. Or are we talking
a lot of content?
That's a lot of content. Free content going out to you guys.
Free content, baby.
For the friggin' pod.
Free friggin' content.
Dude,
for the pod. I mean, we could do that, and we'll announce it. The next thing that we do, but. Obviously want to keep it between, nerd culture, pop culture, movies. We can even talk about, video games and stuff like that too. We're really open to anything. We're even going to do some skits.
That's right.
We're going to do some skits.
Some opens. Some freaking cold opening, baby.
Exactly. We're going to do some skits. Give you guys a little fun-tastic into the life of the Goof and Goobers.
Goof and Goobers have got some good skits that we have always used in our freaking days. We try to do just in front of public places that we think is funny to do in front of people that they have no idea what's going on in this situation, so they have to come up with their own conclusion of what these two guys are doing. And that's one of our favorite things to do is we go into public places. We do some crazy things. But we probably wouldn't be able to do it in a public place. But I think it's a good thing. You know, I think it's a great.
We'll do it, man.
I'm really excited about the skits.
I'm excited too.
Doing those bad boys. Yeah.
But yeah. So check us out, YouTube, at the Goof and Goober Show. All of our links will be tied down below, so you'll be able to see everything. We're gonna get an Instagram page, Facebook, all that stuff, so you guys can check that out as well. And be on the lookout for our next pod. It's gonna be next Monday potentially.
Yeah,
we're trying to do them every Monday if we can. Maybe twice a week if we get time for it. But other than that, I think we friggin' rocked it, man.
Dude, episode 2 in the friggin' books. How are you feeling about episode 2, man?
Dude, this is the way I look at it. We just gotta go after it, man. Just make content. Talk, man.
Just talk.
We're gonna learn things as we go. Like we're not good at this stuff.
Well, if you guys haven't, if you guys haven't noticed or really noticed or anything, my mic's horrible, and I've been trying to keep it to a DL, and that's something we gotta fix in post-op. You know what I mean?
Post-op.
Freaking post-op, and we got some things to work on, so we're still
working on stuff.
The static. Yeah. So I'm sorry about that. We're still learning. We're learning and doing. Try whatever you call it.
Whining and dining.
Wine and dine. You know. So
whining and dining.
I really hope you know we're taking you guys out to dinner, and we're hopefully treating you guys right, and let us treat you right. I'm a guy that you don't kiss on the first date. You don't. You really don't. And you gotta just work them. Yeah, we're gonna freaking treat you right.
Are you sure about that?
I didn't kiss you last night. I freaking told you I wasn't gonna kiss you last night.
Oh, sorry.
I freaking told you I don't freaking kiss on the first date. Yeah, I got a freaking wine. I'm gonna treat you right. I'm gonna take you out. I'm gonna take you to a nice restaurant, and we're gonna have a good time. And that's all I'm about. I'm going to let you know who we are. And as soon as we start this relationship, we're going to get the wheels rolling. And one day, maybe we'll kiss. Who knows? I'm just here to have a good time with you. And that's, right now, the most romantic thing I
appreciate that. Thank you so much.
Yeah.
It's been an honor. It's been an honor to be able to serve you guys. Two guys who are goofs, who are goobers, who like to have fun, talk movies, talk TV, talk video games, and just having a good time. And so, like, comment, subscribe, check out our pages below.
Yep.
Hit us up, email us, whatever. If you guys have any suggestions on what we should review, let us know.
Oh, and the email, you want to plug the email, Matt?
Oh, yeah. Plug the email is the Goof and Goober Show @gmail.com.
At Gmail. So simple. So easy.
Super simple.
And just make sure you guys get to make the guess. So who's the Goof and who's the Goober? It's your decision, not ours.
Comment down below. Who's the Goof? Who's the Goober? Well, that'll be it for tonight, folks. Appreciate your time. Thank you for coming to the podcast. Again, follow us on Instagram, Twitter, everywhere, YouTube, Twitch, all of it.
We don't have Instagram or Twitter yet.
We'll see you next time. By the next time you see us, we will have it. We'll see you friggin' next time.